In the heart of a quiet town where everything seemed perfectly ordinary, a chilling tale unfolded. This town, with its quaint houses, friendly neighbors, and peaceful parks, was the epitome of tranquility. Known for its serene atmosphere, it was a place where worries melted away, and the hustle and bustle of the outside world seemed like a distant memory. But as we all know, appearances can be deceiving. Even in the most picturesque of settings, shadows can lurk in the most unexpected corners. And in this tranquil town, a series of mysterious events began to unfold. Events that would forever shatter its peaceful image. As the sun set and the moon rose, a chilling wind blew, whispering tales of a horror that had befallen one of the town's own. A brutal murder that shocked everyone to their core, casting a dark shadow over the town that had once been a haven of peace. Beneath the facade of tranquility, a dark secret was about to be uncovered. In this town lived a boy, cheerful and full of life, blissfully unaware of the looming danger. His name was Jack, a beacon of youthful innocence and joy. Jack's laughter was a melody that danced through the air, touching the hearts of everyone who heard it. He was the kind of boy who saw the world not as it was, but as it could be, full of dreams and untamed imagination. Jack was not just loved, he was cherished. With his contagious energy and an ever-present smile, he was the sunshine in the dreary lives of the townsfolk. He dreamed of becoming a writer, of weaving tales that could spark joy and inspire others just as he did. Every morning, Jack would sit by the river that ran through the town, scribbling his thoughts and dreams onto the pages of his notebook. He was a boy of routines. Every day, he would help his mother in the garden, play with the neighborhood kids, and lose himself in the world of books. His life was simple, unassuming, and filled with love. But underneath the surface of this idyllic life, something sinister was brewing. His dreams, his ambitions, and his joy were about to be shattered. The shadows of the unknown were quietly creeping in, laying a cold hand on the town's tranquility. Yet the darkness was inching closer, ready to extinguish his bright light. Enter the girl, a newcomer to town, her eyes holding a strange, unsettling depth. This enigmatic girl emerged from nowhere, her arrival as sudden as a summer storm. She was unlike anyone the town had seen before, a paradox of innocence and mystery. Her eyes, a deep abyss, seemed to harbor secrets of an untold past, secrets that could make one's blood run cold. Her presence was like an eerie melody, whispering tales of the unknown, her aura drenched in a chilling mystique. Her encounter with the boy was as unexpected as her arrival. Their paths crossed in the most ordinary of ways, yet it was anything but. There was a peculiar magnetism between them, a connection that was inexplicable, a bond that was as captivating as it was bewildering. The town, once a sanctuary of tranquility, began experiencing a series of strange occurrences following her arrival. The air grew colder, the nights darker, and the once cheerful birdsong now echoed with an uncanny dissonance. An inexplicable chill swept the town, its roots traced back to the mysterious girl. She was an enigma, a puzzle that the boy found himself drawn to, oblivious to the dangers that lay hidden. Little did he know of the shadows that danced in her eyes, the secrets that she bore, the darkness that she carried. The town was oblivious to the darkness she carried within. One fateful night, the town was shaken to its core. The boy was found, lifeless and brutally murdered. This was not a scene for the faint of heart. The boy, once full of life and laughter, lay motionless. His face, frozen in an eternal expression of fear, told a disturbing tale. His body bore the signs of an unthinkably savage attack. The brutality was beyond comprehension, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk within the human soul. The town, once a beacon of tranquility and peace, was now a scene of horror and disbelief. The news of the murder spread like wildfire, casting a shadow of dread over the once peaceful community. The laughter and joy that once echoed through the streets were replaced with hushed whispers and fearful glances. Mothers held their children tighter, doors were locked, and the once vibrant town square stood eerily quiet. Amidst the shock and grief, suspicion started to brew. Whispers turned into murmurs, murmurs into accusations, and all fingers pointed towards one individual, the mysterious girl. The girl, who had always been a bit of an enigma, suddenly became the center of the town's speculation. Her aloof demeanor, her strange habits, her secretive nature, all became pieces of a chilling puzzle that the town was desperately trying to decipher. The police, too, couldn't ignore the mounting evidence. She was the last person seen with the boy. She had no alibi. She was different, and in the face of such a horrifying event, different was dangerous. The town's fear, their need for justice, their desperation for answers, all of it converged onto the mysterious girl. A sense of dread hung over the town. The girl was their only suspect. The once peaceful community was now a town gripped by fear, suspicion, and a haunting murder mystery. However, the truth was far from what everyone believed. In the shadowy depths of the mystery, a revelation emerged, chilling to the bone, and yet strangely poignant. The girl, painted so far as the brutal antagonist, was not the villainous monster everyone had pegged her to be. She was no murderer but a reluctant warrior battling a force far darker and more terrifying than one could imagine. A malevolent entity, a spectral parasite of sorts, had latched onto the innocent boy, feeding on his life force, his essence. Its insidious presence was invisible to the untrained eye, cloaked in the ordinary and living off the boy's vitality, like a leech sucking the life out of its host. The girl had seen it, recognized it for what it was. She had tried to intervene, to save the boy from the impending doom. She was a silent guardian, a solitary sentinel battling the unseen terror that lurked in the shadows. Her actions, perceived as brutal, were desperate attempts to extricate the entity from the boy, to sever the parasitic connection that was slowly but surely siphoning away his life. Her battle was not against the boy, but for him, against an enemy that was as relentless as it was ruthless. But time, the ever-fickle companion, slipped away faster than she could grapple with it. The entity, having drained the boy of his life, left him a hollow shell. The boy was gone before she could save him, his life snuffed out in the blink of an eye. And so, the girl, painted as the brutal murderer, was left holding the lifeless body of the boy she had fought so desperately to save. Her efforts, tragically, had been in vain. She was no monster, but a failed savior. A tragic heroine in a story that was far more complex and horrifying than anyone could have anticipated. In a twisted turn of events, the girl was not the villain. The town was left in shock, their perceptions shattered. Once a tranquil haven, the town had turned into a living nightmare. The echoes of the boy's laughter were replaced by mournful silence. The lively streets were now deserted, haunted by the cruel memory of the innocent boy's untimely demise. The townsfolk were shackled with the weight of guilt, a collective remorse for not seeing the signs, for not protecting the boy from the mysterious girl. The girl was gone, but her shadow lingered, a spectral reminder of the horror she had unleashed. She had vanished as quickly as she had appeared, leaving behind a trail of questions. Who was she? Why had she chosen the boy? The answers were as elusive as the girl herself. Her departure had left a void, but it was filled not with relief but with a chilling dread. The town's tranquility was deceptive. Beneath the surface, an entity stirred, the same entity that had driven the girl to her heinous act. It was still there, lurking in the shadows, biding its time, waiting for its next victim. The horror was far from over. The town was trapped in a vicious cycle, a chilling narrative that seemed to have no end. The townsfolk tried to move on, to reclaim the peace they once knew, but the memory of the boy and the girl was etched into the very fabric of the town, a haunting reminder of the tragedy that had unfolded. Every whisper of the wind, every rustle of the leaves seemed to echo their tale. The laughter and joy were replaced by hushed conversations and fearful glances. The tale of the innocent boy and the mysterious girl was a chilling testament to the darkness that lurked beneath the town's serene facade. It was a grim reminder that evil could wear the mask of innocence, that the face of horror could be as familiar as the girl next door. And so, the tale of the innocent boy and the mysterious girl remains a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface.